we're going to start building our character for our Tim Burton, who is going to go to the wedding. And we're going to start with our head. So with some florist wire, just make a little hoop. You're then going to get some tin foil and you're just going to screw that up so it's a little bit like that shape. You're going to just place it in here. You're heading for making a head, and then you're just going to get some more tin foil and just keep wrapping that around until you're kind of happy with that head shape. And you can change the shape as you're going along later on, but you want more or less kind of like a head shape that's like this here. You can build that up later. And your wire is starting to stick out here, ready for like your neck, and starting to add your arms and your legs later on. So we're going to do the part for your arms next. So you need to move that on your shoulders, move that so that it's further down here, so you've left a little bit for the neck. And this is going to start to be like your arms, so you just pull this across here with your fingers, and just be really careful that you don't scratch yourselves, and just twist that round so that it's secure and in place, ready to start to build your arms. You can see that that bit's quite loose, so I want to just twist that around so it's not going to be moving up and down, so it's a little bit more like that. And we're just going to pull that across there so that we're starting to get some arms in place. You're then going to get your tin foil again, and you're going to start wrapping that around your body and your arms like I'm doing here. So put it down there, just a bit like a t-shirt I suppose, and then just start wrapping that round. And as you can see, we're starting already to look like a body. We've got a little body starting to appear here, and some little arms starting to appear there also. So again, scrunching up some of our tin foil and just using this to mould the shapes that you want. And you're just going to gradually start to make this a little bit thinner as you're coming down one arm. Okay, so coming down that arm here, making that a little bit thinner. And then we're going to do this arm here. So again, scrunching up the newspaper, the tin foil first, and then just putting that on here like this. And look at that, it's so easy to mould and create your shapes with. And we're just going to come round here where our little bits of wire are, so that we're creating kind of a structure for our arm. So if you see so far, we've started to get a head, two little arms in place, and starting to get a body. Now I want to build that body up a little bit, so I'm just going to get a little bit of this tin foil here and start to put the tin foil in place there. So we've started to get a little head, and our arms starting to go into place, and our body. And look at that, tin foil is amazing to work with and create 3D shapes because it moulds really quickly, and it can be, we've got it at home. Now we want to again using our armatures, so our florist wire we're going to pop in about here, so halfway down, and again we're going to twist. I'm going to twist that round, and this is going to start to build up our legs. And I'm going to twist in one there, so that's solid and that's held in place. And we're going to twist in another one. So this is going to start turning to our legs. Now we might want to decide we want really long, elongated legs like that football player that Mr. Ward was working on. Or we might just want little tiny ones like the little dress lady. But making sure, because these are legs and they're going to be the structure that's going to be standing, you need to make sure that you've twisted your round its belly. Yeah, there we go. Let's get that round his little belly there. There we go. It's going round his little belly. And then I'm going to twist that round. I don't know why I've decided that he's going to turn into a little he rather than a little lady like that one that's got the dress that's made. So we're twisting that round, and we're starting to make a little bit of solid where his little leggies are going to be. And then again, yeah, back to our really versatile material to work with is our tin foil. It's really exciting. You can build loads of 3D structures and things with our tin foil, because just look how that just presses in place really quickly. Now just watch your fingers. If you end up with a little bit sticking out like that, twist it round so that you're not going to end up damaging your fingers. And then keep going with the tin foil. So you're going to put that round his little belly here and start to build up his legs and his leg muscles. So he's starting to look like, okay, a little character that we've got here. Now you can then, once you've got your basics in place, which is like this here, you can start to tailor this shape to how you want it to be. So you can start to think, right, okay, end of our arm, we've got some little hands. So you might decide that you're just going to have the shape that it's plain here, like so. Or you might decide it's going to turn into, don't know, like a little mitten shape. So you can just play around. If you squeeze in like the tin foil there, you can see starting to get things coming into shape. And when you're happier with your shapes that you've got in place, you can start to just put in a little bit of masking tape around to secure. I know, that's just so funny. So you're securing everything in place so it doesn't drop off just like it did then for me. And then because it's a hand, I'm going to try and squeeze that in there where the wrist is. So I'm starting to get like a flat little hand here, or a little hand, little mitten shape. And I want to maybe go up a little bit on the arm. I'm going to spend a bit more time maybe building up how you might decide that it's going to be a weightlifter and have some muscles that are happening here, making his body. You might decide that, if you look at the Tim Burton characters, we want them to be sort of elongated and weird shapes and skinny little legs that are going on our characters. And then we'll just start to wrap round here, getting our feet at the bottom quite heavy, and then we're going to attach that to your pieces of wood or your rocks or whatever you've got as your little weight, and then start to build your character around like the bottom of your base there with your tin foil. But that's our basic. I'd probably look back at the head now and maybe put a little bit more substance to make his head a little bit more rounded, giving it a little bit more bump around here, maybe making his neck a little bit thinner here, and he's got skinny little arms coming out. And that's really your basic part of how you're going to start making your little fashion character ready to start to build on later, where you're going to have your clothes that you've started to make your fabric from all those paintings that you've been working on.